Very good morning and welcome to this Yog Online. We continue with the IDY protocol of standing poses today. Sit comfortably and sit tall. Close your eyes. Lift the trunk. Lift the sternum. Sit comfortably. Focus on your breath. Try your palms here. Feel the connection of the right side and the left side. Feel the thumbs and all four fingers connect. And feel that there's a slight lift in the trunk. Begin by chanting Om 3 times. Take a slow, deep breath in. Slowly release your hands. Open your eyes. Place your fingertips on the floor. Lift the sides of the trunk. Lift the navel, lift the sternum, lift the crown of the head. Sit tall. Breathing in, raise up the arms. Upper arms in line with the ear, gaze forward. Feel that your armpits are equally lifted away from the hip. Your wrists are equally lifted away from the armpit. Spread the fingers, spread the palms, and bring energy to the middle finger. Shoulder blades to form up the trunk and focus on the breath. Pull up the trunk, pull up the armpits as you breathe in. Breathe out, release your hands. Place the fingers on the floor to lift the trunk. Breathing up the head. As you breathe out, draw the chin to the chest. Feel the length of the cervical spine. Fix the shoulder blades. Broaden across the collarbone, soften the abdomen. Breathing in, raise up the head one more time. And as you raise up the head, feel the crown of the head lift and take the head back. Feel the stretch at the front of the neck. As you draw the head back to its original position, lift your ears. Your ears and feel the freedom in the spine and cervical area. Interlace your fingers in front of you, rotate at the wrist, turn the palms away from you, extend the arms. Breathing in, raise up the arms, upper arms in line with the ear, stretch the armpits, soften the abdomen. As you breathe out, a gentle twist to the right. Breathe out to the left. Breathing back to center, stretch up. A full extension, take the upper arm behind the ear. Release your hands out to the side. Roll the shoulders back. Move the shoulder blades into the body and stretch out your head. Heels away from you, toes towards you. Press your palms down and look up. Lift the sternum, lift the navel and release the head back. And come to stand. Come to stand with your feet hip width apart. Place your hands on your hips. That the outer edges of your feet are parallel to each other. Spread your feet. Lift all 10 toes off the mat. Spread them, grip the mat. Push your thighs back. Soften the abdomen. Broaden across the chest and look up. Lift the navel, lift the sternum, lift the shoulder blades. Release your gaze forward. Extend the arms out to the side and stand in Tadasana. Feel your feet pressing down, your thighs pushing back to firm up the legs. Feel the firmness of the hip. Lift the sternum, lift the navel, broaden across the collarbones. From here, interlace your fingers in front of you, rotate at the wrist, turn the palms away from you. Breathe in and raise up the arms. Up arms in line with the ear. Press your feet down, push your thighs back, stretch the armpit and stretch the arms. Lift the wrists away from the armpit, lift the armpit away from the hips. Feel the stretch of the body. Maintaining that stretch, breathe in, come onto your toes, lift the heels. Maintain the height of your wrist, release your heels down to the floor. Feel the stretch of the back body. One more time, breathing in, lift. A full extension of the side of the trunk. Breathe out and release. Stretch the arms, breathe out and release your hands. Change the bind of your interlock. Rotate at the wrist, turn the palms away from you. Breathing in, raise up the arms, up arms in line with the ear, gaze forward. Press your feet down, push your thighs back. Stretch the wrists away from the elbow. Stretch the elbow away from the armpit. Stretch the armpit away from the hip. Lift the sternum, lift the navel. Breathing in, come onto your toes, lift the heels. And as you breathe out, release just the heels to the floor, stretching the back body. Maintain the stretch of the body. Breathe out and release your hands. Place your hands on your hips. Roll the shoulders back. Broaden across the collarbone. Soften the abdomen. Take your right leg out to the side for Vrikshasana. This is a very basic pose, but it teaches us, more importantly, concentration. If you're able to hold the pose for longer, keeping the mind on the posture is better. With the right leg out, move the left leg back. Move the thigh back to lock the legs, spread your feet. Lift the trunk, lift the armpits away from the hips, and take the arms out to the side. Find the balance. Find your balance and try not to shake. Focus on the firmness of the straight leg. Push the thigh back and lift the hips away from the thigh. Lift the trunk. Press the foot of the standing leg down, the thigh of the standing leg back. Turn the palms to face forward. Turn the palms to face up and a full extension. Lift the armpits away from the hips. Lift the wrists away from the armpits and gaze up. A full extension. Breathe out and release your hands. And change legs. Firm up the right leg. Turn the left foot out and the left knee out. Turn the hip and trunk to face forward. Press firmly on the right foot. Push the right thigh back. Lock the hips. Take the arms out to the side. Find your balance. Focus on the standing leg. Hip and trunk facing forward. Lift the armpits away from the hips. Turn the palms to face up. Breathe in and raise up the arms. A full extension. Soften the abdomen. And lift the hips away from the legs. Lift the armpits away from the hips. Lift the wrists away from the armpits and extend. Press the right foot down and lift out of the right foot. Feel the length of the posture. Feel the height of the posture. Breathe out and release. Release your hands onto your hips and once again turn out the right leg. Trunk facing forward. You'll find that when you take the knee out to the side, the navel wants to follow. Turn the navel to face forward. And choose your foot placing. You can choose to keep your foot on the floor with your heel on the ankle, or to take the foot onto the shin. Focus on the standing leg. Take the arms out to the side, find your balance. You'll find that you want to sway. Press the big foot of the standing foot down, big toe, and lift, a full extension. Lift out of the standing leg, move the thigh of the standing leg back and lift. And change legs. Take the left foot out. Choose your foot placing. You can keep the foot on the floor with the heel on the ankle, or place your foot onto the shin, never onto the knee. Find your balance. Take your arms out to the side. Lift the armpits away from the hips. Turn the palms to face up. Breathe in and lift. Lift out of the standing leg. Lift the armpits. Lift the hips. Form up the standing. Breathe out and release. Place your hands on your hips. And come to standing Tadasana again. Join the feet together. Down. Lift the hips away from the feet. Lift the shoulders away from the hips. Stand tall. Broaden across the chest. Place your hands on your hips. And stretch out your legs. Stretch out your legs for Utthita Hasta Padasana. Press your feet down, push your thighs back. Move the navel back, broaden across the chest. Take the arms out the side. And lengthen your wrists away from each other. Sternum faces forward, navel faces forward. Turn your right leg up. Leg meaning your foot, your knee and your thigh, and your left leg in. Move the left thigh back, move the right thigh down, and see that your trunk is still erect. Both sides are equally lengthened from the hip to the armpit. Extend the arms down. Breathing in, raise up the right arm, place your left hand on there. Feel the full extension of the right side. As you breathe out, maintain this extension. Reach for the right side as you extend over for Utthita Trikonasana. Navel faces forward, sternum faces forward. Release your hand onto the shin. Revolve the trunk to face forward. With a slight bend in the front elbow, take the trunk further down, take the spine further down, and take up the left arm. Revolve the trunk to face forward. The spine is horizontal. Focus on your feet. Press your feet down. Roll your thighs away from each other. Feel the length of the spine and the extension of the arms. Take a few breaths in the pose. Up. Turn your feet in and over to the left. Left foot out. So it's the foot, the knee and the thigh rolls out, all to the left side. Turn the right foot in. So you're stepping on the outer edge of the right foot. Turn the hip and trunk to face forward. Extend the arms to bring a width to the chest. Press your feet down, roll your thighs away from each other. Open the chest. Breathing in, raise up the left arm, keep your right arm on the hip. And feel the full extension from your hip to the armpit, from the armpit to the wrist. Breathing in, lift the left side, and as you breathe out, extend over, stretch the arm, take the armpit down, release your hand onto your shin, and release the trunk. Navel facing forward, sternum facing forward. With a slight bend in the elbow, draw the trunk further down, release your hand and take the top up. Focus on the horizontal extension of the spine, navel faces forward. Sternum faces forward. Press your feet down. Roll your thighs away from each other and focus on the breath. Your feet to the hips, from the hips to the armpits, and from the armpits to the wrists. Turn your feet in. Toe heel. Walk your feet together and stand in Tadasana. Roll the shoulders back and feel the lift. Press your feet down, push your thighs back, lift the navel away from the floor, lift the sternum away from the floor, broaden across the chest, extend the arms down, close your eyes and focus on the breath running up all the way from the feet to the hips, from the hips to the armpits, and from the armpits down through the fingers. Find the openness of the chest. Fix the shoulder blades. Draw your elbows towards each other. This is a half wheel pose, also known as Ardha Chakra. Keep your feet hip width apart. Roll the shoulders back and draw the elbows towards each other. Breathing in, lift the navel away from the floor, lift the sternum away from the navel and look. Lift the navel, lift the sternum, move the lower shoulder blade into the body, draw the elbows towards each other. But can you bring your attention to your feet? Press your feet down, engage your thighs, lift the navel away from the hips, lift the sternum away from the navel, shoulder blade into the body, and look up. Feel the openness of the chest, and can you broaden across the chest? And extend your arm on the side. So, with Ardha Chakrasana, we need to feel the length of the trunk and the width of the trunk. One more time, interlace your fingers behind you. Join the palms together, roll the shoulders back. So it's this action of rolling the shoulders back. Breathe in, lift the navel away from the floor. Away from the navel and look up. Draw your palms lower down and broaden across the chest. Take the head back. Press your feet down. Engage your thighs. Lift the navel away from the hips. Lift the sternum away from the navel. Move the lower shoulder blade into the body and broaden across the chest as you look up. Release your gaze forward. Release your hands onto your hips. Breathing in, raise up the arms. Lift the armpits. Stretch the armpits, stretch the palms, stretch the fingers. Take the feet slightly wider than hip width. And as you breathe out, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Just release your hands. This is Padahastasana, also known as Uttanasana. Release your fingertips toward the toes and release the head. Feel the back of the thighs stretch the backs of the knees. The head becomes quiet. Release the chest. Release the sternum. The highest point is your sitting bone. Release the head, release the neck. Focus more on the exhalation. Place your hands on your hips. Breathe in. Interlace your fingers behind you, roll the shoulders back. Breathe in, lift the trunk, lift the sternum, Lift the navel, open the chest. As you breathe out, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Take the sternum down towards the chest. Move the navel in and lift the groins. Release the head, release the neck, and try to bring your fist over it. Up. Release your hands onto your hips. Broaden across the chest. Join your feet together and stand in Tadasana. Press your feet down, engage your thighs. Lift the navel away from the floor, lift the sternum away from the navel. Broaden across the chest by taking the arms slightly behind you. Lift the crown of the head, lift your ears. Feel the lightness of the pose and the lightness in the body. Press the feet down, push your thighs back. The trunk lift and feel the trunk broaden across the chest. And now breathe into that space between the hip and the armpit. Shoulders back. Bind your hands behind you. Broaden across the chest and look up. Out, release the chin to the chest once again. Release of the chin to the chest. At the same time, feel the broadness across the chest. Come to kneel. Come to kneel on the floor. Take your knees as wide as the mat. Press your fingertips down. Lift the navel, lift the sternum, and you come. Action, walk your hands forward. Press your fingertips down. Move the buttock back and you come. Maintaining this concave action of the back with the shoulder blades moving into the body, especially the lower shoulder blade, stretch your arms forward. Stretch your arms forward, reach the middle finger as far forward as possible. Move the buttock back, release your elbows, release. Come into child's pose and focus on just the exhalation. Front of the body release to the floor. Feel the back body release to the floor. Soften the abdomen. Walk your hands back. Walk your hands back. Sit tall and take your right hand behind you, take your left hand over the right knee, breathing in. Lift the trunk as you breathe out, look over your right shoulder. Can you press the left thigh down and the left foot down as you twist away to the right side? Forward again. Place your fingertips on the floor. Lift the navel, lift the sternum. Feel the spine extend, move the lower shoulder blade into the body. Walk your hands back. Take your left hand across. Take your right hand over the left thigh. Breathe in, lift the side of the trunk, and as you breathe out, twist over to the left side. But pin the right thigh down. Soften the abdomen. back to center. A full step forward again. Soften the abdomen. Bottom back, release your elbow, release your forehead. Come to lie flat in the back. Keep both your knees up and your feet flat on the floor. And drawing both your knees towards the armpit, soften the abdomen. Focus on just the exhalation. Release your right foot, release your left foot, and stretch out into Shavasana. Roll the thighs away from each other, soften the abdomen. Feel the spread of the chest, feel the length of the trunk. Back body to the floor, release the front body to the floor. Place both your hands on the abdomen. Raise up your knees one by one, keeping your feet flat on the floor. Up your right arm all the way past the right. Roll over onto your right hand side. And press to come to sit. Come to sit in a comfortable posture. Feel the firmness of the sitting bones. Lift the sides of the trunk. Broaden across the chest. And join your palms together. Feel the lift of the crown of the head. Focus on the breath. Blow a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, release your chin to the chest. As you breathe in, slowly raise up your head. Release your hands and open your eyes. Have a wonderful day, and we will meet tomorrow. Thank you.